could possibly go wrong? Hey everybody, welcome to the temple. My name is Monk Luigi and thank you all for tuning in. You saw the thumbnail, you know what we're about to talk about. This is really interesting coming out of the science community. And before we dive into this article, if you could please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so that way you know when I'm going live, and throwing in that beautiful science news and anything else that comes through this channel here. So without further delay, let's go ahead and jump right into this article. Got this article from Science Tech Daily, so salute to all of y'all. But as you can see by the headline, man-eating vulture bees sport acidic guts and an extra tooth for biting flesh. Now, as we all know, normal bees are contingent on pollination between flowers and flowers. But this came out and dropped today or yesterday around November the 25th. So let's go ahead and see what we got over here coming out of the University of California. And as you can see, this is one bee, one of the meat-eating bees over here, eating some food of sort that's made of flesh. A little-known species of tropical bee has evolved an extra tooth for biting flesh and a gut that more closely resembles that of vultures rather than other bees. Typically, bees don't eat meat. However, a species of stingless bee in the tropics has evolved the ability to do so, presumably due to intense competition for nectar. Now, where they're talking about that this species of bee is located, it's located in Costa Rica. So I just wanted to throw that in there because they do not give homage to that. These are the only bees in the world that have evolved to use food sources not produced by plants, which is pretty remarkable change in dietary habits, said the UC Riverside entomologist Doug Yanaga. Honeybees, bumblebees, and stingless bees have guts that are colonized by the same 5 core microbes. Unlike humans, whose guts change with every meal, most bee species have retained these same bacteria over roughly 80 million years of evolution, said Jessica Macro, a UCR entomology doctoral student. Given their radical change in food choice, a team of UCR scientists wondered whether the vulture bee's guts bacteria differed from those of a typical vegetarian bee. They differed quite dramatically according to a study the team published on November the 23rd, 2021 in the American Society of Microbiologists journal, MBIO. So as you can see, these are all the vulture bees here going around and swarming around this meat sack that they have hung on the string. So it's showing and indicating that they do crave and make honey out of meat, which is actually interesting. To track these changes, the researchers went to Costa Rica. See, look, they did give homage right here, where these bees are known to reside. They set up baits, fresh pieces of raw chicken suspended from branches and smeared with petroleum jelly to deter ants. The bait successfully attracted vulture bees and related species that opportunistically feed on meat for their protein. Normally, stingless bees have baskets on their hind legs for collecting pollen. However, the team observed carrion feeding bees using those same structures to collect the bait. They had little chicken baskets, said Quinn McFrederick, a UCR entomologist. For comparison, the team also collected stingless bees that fed both on meat and flowers, and some that feed only on pollen. On analyzing the microbiomes of all 3 bee types, they found the most extreme changes among exclusive meat feeders. And then here we are having a video where they're showing that the bees are buzzing around this little meat string that they had posted over here, which is pretty dope. I silenced it, of course, because I didn't want, to be, hit by the YouTube algorithm. But as you can clearly see, the bees are running around it. 16 seconds, pretty dope. And they're, putting the meat inside these little miniature sacks that they have on their hind legs. The vulture bee microbiome is enriched in acid-loving bacteria, which are novel bacteria that their relatives don't have. McFrederick said these bacteria are similar to ones found in actual vultures, as well as hyenas and other carrion feeders, presumably to help protect them from pathogens that show up on carrions. One of the bacteria present in vulture bees is lactobacillus, which is in a lot of humans' fermented food, like sourdough. They were also found to harbor carnobacterium, which is associated with flesh digestion. It's crazy to me that a bee can eat dead bodies. We could get sick from that because of all the microbes on meat competing with each other and releasing toxins that are very bad for us, Macro said. The researchers noted that these bees are unusual in a number of ways. Even though they can't sting, they're not all defenseless, and many species are thoroughly unpleasant. Inaga said they range from species that are genuinely innocuous to many that bite, to a few that produce blisters causing secretions in their jaws, causing the skin to erupt in painful sores. In addition, though they feed on meat, their honey is reportedly still sweet and edible. They store the meat in special chambers that are sealed off for 2 weeks before they access it, and these chambers are separate from where the honey is stored, Macro said. The research team is planning to delve further into vulture bees' microbiomes, hoping to learn about the genomes of all bacteria as well as fungi and viruses in their bodies. Ultimately, they hope to learn more about the larger role that microbes play in overall bee health. The weird thing in the world are where a lot of interesting discoveries can be found. McFrederick said there's a lot of insight there into the outcomes of natural selection. Wow. So there it is in the article. As you can see, there are some species of bees that have evolved to this point where now they're eating meat. I don't know how long they've been around so far, but from what I did find, as I read in the article, they said that they produce the honey from the meat. One article, which I'll probably display somewhere here, showed that they're not sure if that honey is actually really good for humans to consume, because of how it's made. And on top of that, the vulture bees don't make that much honey, counter to their vegetarian counterparts. They actually make only enough of that honey just to sustain their colony. And another thing that stuck out in that same article, which again I will display right here, they went ahead and talked about how these bee colonies, unlike other bee colonies, the vegetarian counterparts, when the queen has outlived her usefulness in meat eater colonies, that queen bee just takes a few devoted followers with her, and then they move on to another part of the forest, while the new queen reigns in that specific colony, in that location. So it means that they don't normally just kill off the queen, from what I'm gathering from that article. And again, you can see it for yourself. But this means that that queen, with her knowledge, is still alive, which in essence can still continue to produce even more colonies and grow more, followers in other locations as she continues to move along in Costa Rica. So that's interesting. I know a lot of articles have come out about whether or not the bees are endangered or not. I'm gonna have to dig back into that. Might find some more articles on this, but I thought that this would be pretty interesting and pretty informative for all of y'all to know that bees aren't only vegetarians now. They are definitely into eating meats. Sadly, the 3 species that they have currently of vulture bees, they only prey on meats that are already passed away. They're not alive. But if evolution continues on, who knows, they may be coming to a theater near you. That's all I got from the temple. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you all. And again, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. My name is Monk Luigi, and this L is for you.